Ashay, welcome back to What's the Juicy Tea. Thank you so much for coming back. I am grateful. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. Let's tap into the energy because manipulation is the way of the world, okay? Oh man, there was a time, and I'm gonna just share this real quick with you. I was like, I barricaded myself in the pad, and let me tell you why. I saw something and it blew my mind. Okay. So I was like, wow, could that honestly be happening? Could that be a thing, right? So I barricaded myself in. Yes, I did. Okay. So some of y'all may be feeling like, you had to maybe barricade yourself in because you felt like there was manipulation all around you. Well, manipulation is all around you because it is the way of the world. Okay, so once again, what's the juicy tea? Welcome back. Let's tap in. Thank you so much for coming back. Woo. Let's see which deck. Really? Okay. Something about 24 by 7. Okay? And this was a flawless execution too. Okay? Something here was a flawless execution when it came to some sort of manipulation in your life. When it came to some sort of project or some sort of task, I feel like, now just hear me out here, I feel like you are a part of something that you don't even know what's going on. Okay? And there was a project or something that you were working on, but it could have been bringing things out. It could have been calling things out. Okay. Now you may have taken off in a project and it went off without a hitch, but that's because there was something else going on behind the scenes. There was some sort of needing to pay attention to the details, but at the time you just were grateful for something taken off. This is coming to the forefront. It had a lot to do with manipulation. On the honk of the horn, confirmation, okay? It had a lot to do with manipulation. Something, it could have impacted families instantly, okay? There could have been an impact on families instantly behind whatever this manipulation was. You may have been working towards building an immediate family, okay? A soul family or a soul connection. I'm hearing a soul connection, okay? Tell me more, Spirit. It was building your financial freedom. Wow, Spirit is talking right here. So somebody basically wanted to manipulate your world because you had won something, okay? And I feel like you won it fair and square, okay? And it was just your freedom, all right? But it impacted maybe many that were in some sort of situation or circumstance that you didn't even know about. Honestly, you did not know about it. You still probably don't know about it. But it is a gut feeling. It is your intuition. It is your discernment that is telling you about this. Okay? And this is why I'm saying there's always manipulation. 24 by 7. Okay? There are energies out here that manipulate things to go in their favor because they want to make you out to be the bad guy or the bad gal. But in actuality, you be doing what you're supposed to do. You may have had a history in a past. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? I mean, if you was to dig deep in everybody's past, boy, there's some stuff that will come flying out and people will be like, oh my goodness, right? But it's like you don't really walk around with nothing to hide. You be like, okay, it is what it is. Yeah, people will do all types of things to put a bad jacket on you. But that's what they do because that's why there's so much manipulation. That's what manipulation is, okay? Tell me more about this flawless execution. It has something to do with general karma, generational karma, okay? So this is something that is done and it has always been done. Paint you out to be the bad guy or the bad girl, make you look like you crazy, deranged, and something else when in actuality, Hmm. There's some conceding going on. Really now. Hmm. So, because of a flawless execution, there was something that happened here. Ooh, I'm picking this up. I'm picking this up. Mm-mm-mm. There was something that happened here. There's an investigation going on. There's an ongoing investigation. Okay, you could have been the center of this ongoing investigation, but they had to manipulate things to make you look like you were the bad guy. You were the unstable one. You were the crazy one. You were the one that did this, did that. This is the energy I'm getting with this generational karma. Mm. Now there's somebody here that is conceding. They could be acknowledging something, okay? They could be acknowledging the fact that they did set you up. Or they could be acknowledging the fact that they are definitely trying to set you up. Or they could be acknowledging the fact that, you know, they did try to ruin your life. Mm. I feel like somebody here could be willing just to let it go because they know that you did not know what they were doing. But they were doing it, honey. And they were doing it on a scale, family. Let me tell you the scale they were doing it on. Family or collective, however you would like to be addressed. I like to say family, though. Nevertheless, they were doing it on a scale to where you're like, what the hell is going on? Trying to make you look like you crazy. But you ain't crazy. You got all the proof in the pudding. You have all the proof in the pudding. Because there's no reason why people would clone your phone or hack into your systems unless they were trying to bend the narrative, stretch the narrative, flex a narrative that they needed something to be true about you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's tied to your DNA. It's tied to generational wealth. Okay. I cannot make it up. These people are clinging to your DNA, your generational wealth. It could be a manipulative ex. Either way it goes, it's all about manipulation. So with this DNA out here, I feel like people know you have a fresh perspective on things, okay? Especially when it comes to family things. There's an instant family here. You may have built or created or grew with an instant family. Okay, this is what I'm picking up on. You grew with an instant family, or there was an instant family here. Okay, something about your bloodline is tied to your bloodline. They needed some evidence. That's what it was. They needed some evidence that they could cling to. Mm-hmm. That they could cling to. They wanted you to appear to be codependent on them. There was a manipulative ex involved with this as well. Mm-hmm. There was a manipulative ex involved in this as well. Mm-hmm. Mm. They wanted to bring trouble into your life because they saw that you were free. This is somebody that was holding guilt. They were envious. So as I look over, I can't even make it up. They were envious. This was a hater, a very spiteful, jealous energy. This energy out here, it was all about manipulation. I cannot make it up. Because you had did something effortlessly. And I don't feel like it was done effortlessly. I feel like it has always been a part of you. It has always been inside of you. You've always been intuitive. You've always been this kind of energy that could pick up on things that just didn't feel right. You're very tapped in. You're very connected because you already know that everything is all one. So you started attracting things. Okay, somebody had to possibly concede to that. Maybe they said, hey, look, we didn't just give them anything. They kind of worked for something, and we had a foot on their neck. We let them go type energy. Mm-hmm. And this was a reality check for a lot of people. This was a harsh truth. Mm-hmm. This was a harsh truth. Yeah, it was a harsh truth. Something about your grandma here, okay? Your grandmother, I feel you were raised by your grandmother. You could have been raised by your grandmother, okay? Your grandmother was very significant in your life. Your grandmother was the matriarch, okay? I feel like your grandmother also, and if your grandmother is not alive, my condolences, but I feel like they are your one of your spiritual guides. Mm-hmm. Or an older figure. is a spiritual guide. They may have known about all of the manipulation that was around you, who all the players were that were involved. Whoa. Who all the players were that were involved. I think this whole deck want to talk. Okay. Yes. I'm telling you, your grandmother knew about all the unseen burdens that you were going to face. And a lot of sexcapades. Okay? Because a lot of these jealous exes, I'm telling you, that's what it was about for them. Somebody, ooh wee, and I don't even want to say that, but man, one of your exes was into some dirty shit. Okay? Yes. They wanted to see you fail because they had this sinking feeling. Okay, it's almost like you know how you have like a something so good but you let it go. Somebody was in that energy. Okay, they had a sinking feeling. Okay, you may have also had a hunch about some things that were happening around you, and with this owl here, you could be very wise. Okay, maybe you stood out as being wise counsel. And somebody knew that you've always been that, okay? But they never listened to you. And it always took two to tango, okay? This feels to me like somebody that was sitting out here, you were trying to tell them the right way, or you were doing things the right way, but they were hell-bent on doing things the wrong way. Because they were a huge manipulator in your life. They were a huge manipulator in your life. Okay? I can't make it up. They had you in a real toxic cycle. Round and round. Round and round. Tevin Campbell. Mm-hmm. Ooh, we go round and round and round. I'm telling you, you were going round and round. Round and round. Round and round. With a lot of toxic cycles, with a lot of toxic people, with a lot of manipulators. Okay, many of them were very envious and jealous, and that's where most of manipulation stems from. Yeah, they could have been saying things about you that weren't true. They could have been saying you were fake, yada yada yada. Ain't nothing ever been fake about you. Now you might be a harsh truth though, and that's hurtful. Okay, to a lot of people, they can't take the harsh truth. They can't take the straight up, blunt. You could be very blunt. I'm hearing you could be very blunt, and then you don't think about things until you say it. But then sometimes when you say it, you really mean it. But somebody tried to say you were fake, and I'm here to tell you, Spirit is like, nah, not that one. You could have been a catalyst. Okay, you could have been the spark that lit the flame. All right, and this also is what put you on your winning streak here. Okay, yeah, because I'm telling you, this rumor mill was going, honey, let me tell you, they done did some illegal shit just to change the narrative. I promise you they did. They did some illegal shit just to flip the script. Then hold up, wait, oh, I just heard that. Somebody could have been bragging on you, and they was like, okay, well, if they all this and they all that, then let's see. So they did something, so now they seeing. Okay, message. All right, that is the energy. They somebody was sitting up here like, oh, you think they all this, you think they all that. Well, then we gonna see. Let's see. So I mean, they was on you for a minute. But you got to the point where, okay, oh, I just heard that. Wow. Something about, ooh, they did something. Wow, this is crazy. Oh, wait, I know I ain't heard that. They did something. Damn, that's crazy. So they basically did something to you to bring you down to a lower vibration to see if you were going to get back up. And when you got back up, how you were going to rise. And how you were going to utilize that time, or how you were going to, move forward. Look, how you were going to get back on this winning streak. Look, I can't make it up. What is this? I cannot make it up. So somebody took you down, okay, just so they could watch how you rise. You got to be kidding me. Somebody took you down just so they could see how you rose. Because they were bragging on you. Because somebody was out here really pissed off and they were talking really bad about you. Okay, there was a lot of gossip spreading around. Somebody came to your defense and they spoke highly of you. So somebody was like, okay, well, great. Well, if you think that much of them, then we'll do this and we'll do that. And they were trying and they were coming at you and they was doing everything, but you was just holding on, holding on, holding on. And then finally, I feel like you just reached out to the universe and was like, you know what? Something's so toxic that could you please help me out? And the universe came swooping in and helped you out. Somebody, man, listen, news travels fast, and somebody's speaking about your winning streak. You may not see it right now, but I feel like you're about to be on a winning streak. Something about you coming back stronger. There was a bet out here. I don't know why I feel this energy, but there was somebody that made a bet on you. They spoke highly of you. They wanted to, it was like, look, wow. F around and find and look, somebody that effed around. I did not even know this card was in this deck. You got to be kidding me. Somebody done effed around and found out. They took a look, somebody made a bet on you and somebody took the bait. And whoever made this bet on you knew who you were. Now somebody wants to come in with a late apology. Listen, somebody's coming to somebody with a late apologies. They like, oh man, they bet the stake was high. I'm hearing the stakes was high. You kidding me? The stakes were high. Somebody made a bet on you. And they just effed around and found out. Somebody was betting that you would not rise, and if you did, it would be on the same kind of energy or the same kind of level. And now they're like, I'm sorry, because now it's time to pay up or something like that. And they're like, wait, and it's late. The apology's late. Somebody's late on either an apology or something else. They could be wanting to say they're sorry for just, coming at you crazy, making you feel some sort of kind of way. But I don't feel like this is I'm sorry for that. I feel like somebody else was like, man, have you ever had the energy where you felt like somebody was out here saying you were fake, you were bootleg, okay? And somebody was like, no, they not. And they were like, well, how you know? And they're like, because I know him. He's like, nah, you don't know him. I like that. And he's like, watch. And he's like, well, here, watch. I'm going to show you. This is the energy I'm getting. I'm going to show you. Okay. Now do it now. See if you could do it. Now watch. Okay? It was like somebody was sitting there like, yeah, okay. We going to watch them. And then we going to do this and see what they do now. Somebody was betting against you, and somebody was betting on you. And that was a residual effect. It could have been romantic rivals. It could have been some romantic rival type energy here, feminine energy. You could have been in competition with somebody that you didn't even know you was in competition with. For all of this energy right here, okay? You may have been in competition with somebody you didn't even have a clue you were in competition with. That's weird. But hey, manipulation is real. Okay? Somebody could have pit somebody against you, okay? And they were cheating. I'm hearing they were cheating. Okay? They were cheating in this pit. Trying to confuse things, mix signals. I cannot make it up. Going left and right, back and forth. Yeah. Trying to put you in a tight spot, okay? Yeah. They wanted you to give it your all. Okay? They wanted you to give it your all. Wow. And there was no peace offering here. This was cutthroat. This was some cutthroat energy. There was no peace offering here at all. But somebody did want to see what you would do. And that's why you were like, okay, not a problem. Because you've been there, done that before. That's why that FAFO is here. Somebody effed around and found out that you be cutting through the bullshit. You be cutting through the BS, okay? You're a truth teller. Mm-hmm. And your head over heart, especially when it comes to business, very business minded energy. All right. And you're very confident and analytical. So something took place and you were supposed to break down, but instead you became analytical. And you're the candy shop. Okay, something about the candy shop. Okay, so it's like whatever did take place, it was supposed to keep you in some sort of low vibrational energy, and it was all something done through manipulation. And whoever had taken part in this manipulation, somebody ended up coming out a winner. A flawless execution, instant family. So possibly this could even be uniting you and your family here. This has something to do with generational karma. It was as if to say, maybe somebody didn't think you were who you said you were. You said who you was. Somebody didn't think you were who you said you were. So they were like, well, if they all this and they all that, well, then we gonna do this and we gonna do that. And we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I mean, they was throwing everything. And when I say everything, they was throwing everything at you. You hear me? They were throwing all kinds of stuff at you. And still you kept persevering through it. And then they did the final blow. And they were like, this is going to do it. But I feel like when they did it, it was almost like they did it to the point where you didn't just like totally collapse kind of energy. This is what I'm picking up. I do. And this was a game to these people. They did something so that you didn't totally collapse and just like all the way just, but it was to the point where it was like, damn, for real like that? Okay, cool. Ooh-wee. It was like, damn, for real like that? Okay, cool. So you was like, okay, and you just had to get yourself together. You had to bring your bearings together. You had to get your bearings together. Now somebody out here is seeing the bigger picture and they have some sort of regret. They see the bigger picture, they have some sort of regret. Because they know that whatever has taken place, somebody now is infatuated with you. Now somebody's infatuated with you. They could have been in denial. And then what is this? Yeah. Whoever this is, there ain't no love bombing. That's one thing I can say. There could be a reconciliation coming. And I know this is sounding kind of trippy, but there could be a reconciliation coming. Somebody basically wanted to see your strength. They wanted to see your strength, so they manipulated the situation. Somebody wanted to see your strength, so they manipulated the situation. Something about you being able to resolve an issue. Yeah. They were trying to block. They could have been trying to block you, but there was a block and a bless here. So it was like you could have been blocking out negative energy, and also, ooh, I'm picking up, wow, that's crazy. Like a recycle, like it's not a recycle, but like, you know, you getting out of the dark or getting out of something negative and rejuvenating it into something positive. So it was like, you know, you were cycling out the negative, bringing something back in positive, but it was being done simultaneously with this block and bless. So it was like somebody was trying to block you, and the whole time you were being blessed at the same time. Okay. Somebody prove something here. And I keep, why do I shuffle these decks and them cards still be the same? Listen, people didn't believe something that somebody had said or somebody told them. So they proved it. They proved it by doing something. To you. But it was like Maybe they were telling somebody something like, you know, shit, that motherfucker gonna keep getting back up, man. I mean, I don't know, but that's just the energy. Like, that motherfucker gonna keep getting back up type energy. I cannot make it up. That was the big secret. Somebody was like, shit, somebody already knew who you were or knew something about you, and they knew that you were going to keep getting back up because they have seen you go through these unemployed cycles over and over and over again. Somebody here could be feeling guilty about what they had done. Wow, really now. And this caused someone else over here to catch some sort of feelings for you. And you could have like really been like, you know, this is it. You were tired of something and you were like, it's over. Or, you know, they could have, whoever this other energy is could have been like, oh yeah, it's over now. It's over. Is it over? Like, is it really over type energy? Ooh wee. I feel like somebody is out here feeling delusional right now. They're like, I cannot believe this shit. Whatever's going on, they're like, I can't believe this shit. Somebody can't believe that you adapted to something. They can't believe it. Yeah, they can't believe that you have adapted to freedom by any means necessary, and it comes with a lot of wisdom. All right, so I'm gonna leave that message there. Hopefully it provides you with some clarity. All right, so let's get ready to close out at 2700. Thank you so much, Divine, for allowing us to be here. I ask that you continue to keep us protected and full of love, harmony, tranquility, prosperity, peace, protection, and respect, and good health and good wealth in our lives and all the time. Ashe, and thank you. And until next time, you know what I love to say. And instead of saying namaste, I'm going to start saying Ashe.